Yo, what is up? Controlled Chaos Gaming here. Andy joined by Breeze, and we're going to kick it off with the best of the best. We've got Fancy Duck's Ice Rider list. If you guys don't know who Fancy Duck is, he's one of our cool members. There we go. From Controlled Chaos Gaming here. He's in our Discord and always watching all of our videos and stuff. So, but today I'm going to be playing Miraidon versus the Ice Rider. So we're going to see who can win that one. Let's get into those matches. Breeze, do you want heads or the opposite?
I think unheads.
Unheads?
D-heads.
It's on heads.
You call that a flip?
I'm kidding.
Flip?
It is heads. So
well, you got the Clark coin.
I will go. Yes, I did. I will go first. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have no basic.
Cool.
I just watched a vlog today of somebody playing in a post-rotation tournament with Zorwork, and they said that their opponents let them go first multiple times. So that means people were actively choosing to go second. Now, not only do I think this is like a poor choice from the perspective of like, you don't know what you're facing, right? But like most decks want to go first, and I actually think that making your opponent not go first is even better than having your optimal turn.
Mm-hmm.
Because very few decks are going to take that second turn to knock someone out. He had mentioned that like he was playing Zorwark against Mew, and the Mew player decided to go second to try and get a knockout turn 1. Now, do I think that's the correct play? No. Because you just never know how good your turn's going to really be, you know?
Right, we've been over that before, like, should you go for the Meloetta Donk when you're playing Mew? And rarely is the answer ever yes.
Right.
Feels like you want to go first because you can always VMAX, you can always just do everything that you would do on your second, or your first turn going second, just on your second turn going first.
Exactly. Alrighty,
and
here.
You get to see more cards, you have more actions you can take.
Good luck.
Good luck. I'm gonna take one mulligan.
I'll draw for turn.
And
get our game timer started.
Awesome.
Okay, here, so I think we're just going to start out with the attachment for turn, and we're going to go ahead with the Ultra Ball. That's going to discard a Electric Energy and a Beach Court. Now, at this point, I'm not super threatened, right? I see Greninja in the active. Probably means it's between Lost Box or a Water deck or a Greninja deck. Actually, it could be like a million decks,
Pretty
right?
much anything that isn't Mew.
Exactly. So we're going to take the opportunity and set up. My hand is just Electric Energies and a Beach Court, so I'm hoping to get a supporter off of either this turn's concealed cards or next turn's concealed cards. So we have the opportunity to see 4 extra cards with this Greninja, whereas Miraidon would not do the same thing. So concealed cards here, grabbing 2 cards. We don't even need the Miraidon yet. We're going to bench Regieleki V, and we're just going to pass the turn over to you. Nothing too crazy.
Start off by drawing for turn. We are going to open up with the Energy Search. And I see these Regielekis. I immediately know I'm playing against Miraidon. Developing a Palkia is just kind of a bad idea right now, honestly. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that for as long as possible.
That makes sense.
Because especially when I'm going second here, you could honestly just knock me out with Transistor Lightning Wall. And that would spell some awful stuff for me.
Right. Got the lighting fixed there. Sorry about that, guys. Ice Rider is really under the radar, but it is really good, I swear. That is not how you spell that, but that's okay.
Says Andy, who consistently mixes up yours.
Whatever. I'm aware.
Alright, so Energy Search for a Water. Unfortunately, after looking at the prizes, I do know that one of the Ice Riders is prized. That being said, I do have to develop a Palkia V if I want to have any chance at winning, because if I do only develop one attacker and you knock it out, I will lose. So, bench a Palkia, we'll use concealed cards. Awesome, actually, cards. Go ahead and play the Battle VIP Pass.
Very nice. That's going to get you to establish either the Bidoof and the Ice Rider, or the Ice Rider and another water Pokemon.
Right. So Heavy Ball is in the deck here, but I think my supporter for turn I want to be Melanie. Let's go with the Calyrex, and I do like grabbing the Bidoof here. Typing fast. Type fast, type fast. Alright, and this seems like an okay setup. The Calyrex down is super nice.
Right. Especially because there's not very many cards in my deck that can one-shot a Ice Rider VMAX.
Right. So we will go ahead and, you know, I could Irida actually for a water Pokemon plus the Heavy Ball. It might be better than playing Melanie this turn. I think it actually is better to Irida here because I have the water energy in hand already. So, a little bit of a misplay there for me. And we'll just grab... definitely the Heavy Ball. And something for next turn, ideally... I've got the V-Star in hand, I've also already got the V-Max in hand.
And I feel like in this matchup, you don't want to double VMAX until you need to.
Absolutely agreed. So I think I'll just grab a Lumineon here. This deck does run a 1-of Boss, so things like that can be searched with Lumineon. Obviously, we're not going to play it quite yet. I do have the Melanie in hand, so I don't need to Luminous Sign for anything. It's just insurance for next turn.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and Heavy Ball. Like I said, we'll get out the Calyrex V. Right. Shuffle up the prizes after that. And you can tap or cut them. Commit the energy to the Ice Rider there. And I've got some pretty decent cards in hand. I feel like I'm set up for next turn, and I'll just pass.
Alrighty, I'm going to draw for turn. Not exactly what we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and use concealed cards. Draw 2. That is pretty good. Just missing a few things here. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and evolve into Regieleki VMAX. And we'll use Switching Bolt. It's going to do 120 damage, so 10 short from knockout, and we're going to promote the Radiant Greninja.
Gotcha. Alright, go ahead and draw for turn. Got the switch off the top deck. That's pretty nice. I definitely don't want to play Judge here. That just seems like pretty explicitly bad, considering
Right.
what you've been doing.
Right.
So, I think all I'm going to do is just go... Yeah, we'll Melanie to this Ice Rider. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And it is nice. Ice Rider is one of those few Pokemon that doesn't have to really overextend to hit 130. Just
Right.
one discard is good enough for that.
Right. Let's go ahead and Energy Search. We'll get out another energy here. We'll be able to concealed cards. Tinalis, cut Roxanne for Judge. So we actually did try that for a little while.
Yeah.
But it just felt like late game you wanted Roxanne so bad, and you get to late game so quickly now. Especially against Lost Box.
I was going to say, especially against Lost Box, because of the, like, they'll have, like, 8 cards in deck, and so giving them 4 is, like, a free win.
Right. Let's go ahead and concealed cards, draw 2.
Mirror match!
The Greninja Mirror Match. Alright, and I know that you don't really have a way to knock out a Calyrex VMAX, so we'll go ahead and do that. Go with Switch to pivot into it. And we will V-Star. Makes it a little bit more difficult for you to knock it out. You cannot knock it out with Lightning Wall this way, notably.
Right.
I think I'm going to keep this energy that's in my hand. I know I haven't attached for turn yet, but it seems best to keep it to concealed cards and set up a play with Star Portal next turn that potentially involves Moonlight Shuriken. So, play to supporter and everything, we will go ahead and Max Lance for 130, discard 1 energy, and take 1 prize.
Sounds good. I will promote Regieleki VMAX thanks to that free retreat. Draw for turn. What do we want to do here? I think we're going to start off with the Raihan.
There we go.
That is going to grab me 1 energy there, and I'm going to look through the deck for 1 card. And I think it's going to be this card.
Okay.
We're just going to use it. It's going to be a Nest Ball.
Nice. Get that Miraidon set up here.
Yep. So we're going to get our Miraidon, and then we're going to use Tandem Unit to go back into the deck and search for 2 more Pokemon. That's going to be actually 2 Regieleki V.
Alright, getting set up here. The Judge does get out of bricky starts from time to time, but it feels like there are other things that you could do. It just feels bad to play Judge instead of Chorus.
Right.
If you have a bad start, I guess it can get you out of it, but if you have a bad start, you're probably losing in this format, honestly.
It's weird to think about it that way, but it is true.
Right. Just feels like if you're doing something that isn't Chorus, that's not a good thing.
Right. We're going to go with that generator.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is going to be a fail on that one. So we just need to hit 1 energy, and we do have 1 more in hand. So let's see if we can do it.
Nice.
If we don't get the attack this turn, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world because of the limited options that the Ice Rider deck has, right? You can't really do like 310 damage in 1 turn. So
right.
That is something I can use to my advantage. I can Switching Bolt and switch into the Regieleki VMAX and take a big hit.
Right, absolutely. That is very true. And even if you do go with the Lightning Wall here, you got to keep in mind that the Max Lance will only hit for up to 150 when I discard 2 energy. I think that's what Andy's fishing
1,
for
2,
here.
3,
no
4,
pun
5.
intended.
Very nice. On that 5th card there, we get 1 energy. So exactly, we're going to go for that Lightning Wall and make it a 150 damage attack. So we're going to do just that. We're going to retreat. And we'll hit you with Lightning Wall for 100 damage.
130 with that transistor
Oh
effect.
yeah, forgot about that.
I will go ahead and begin my turn. We'll draw. Pretty good to find that Ultra Ball off the top deck here. Lets me get a B-Barrel down, which is really nice.
And I actually just realized this is really good because if next turn I can get 2 more VMAXs, then I'm actually able to hit for a knockout with Lightning Wall, which is fantastic. Got a chat for you.
Ahead and cut real quick. Alright, so this turn we have a lot of options. Moonlight Shuriken is actually a really good one that I think I'm going to go for here. We can go... Probably gotta be the Attach Retreat. Actually, I do have the Irida in hand, which would let me find a switch card. So we'll go ahead and use Concealed Cards.
Yep.
Try to draw into it. Okay. It's not quite what I was looking for. That is okay. We will go with Irida here.
I'm a little wary of Cheryl as well because of just the healing potential is insane. I highly doubt that that is the case. I feel like Miraidon has a very good matchup into Ice Rider. And the reason is because you don't attack with Miraidon unless you're taking a knockout. So
Actually,
they're
we'll
not
go back
really, taking a lot of free KOs.
Grab the V-Star and the Switch. The other VMAX is prized, unfortunately.
Darn.
But that's not the end of the world. I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of a Palkia V-Star. What was the mana fee here?
Welcome everybody to the stream, really appreciate it. Today we are starting off with, of course, the Miraidon deck versus the Ice Rider. Breeze, did you ever play Ice Rider pre-rotation?
Just a little bit. There were some builds with the B-Barrel that I didn't really enjoy. My favorite was I played Arceus with Ice Rider and Inteleon line.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I thought that deck was super sweet. So we're going to save all of these resources. What I'm going to try to do here is set up the Miraidon that cannot evolve, and the Regieleki VMAX for knockouts, This just lets me do like a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and use Star Portal.
Yep.
And we will go like this. All 3 to the Radiant Greninja. And this turn, already played Irida. I could pair the hand down to draw 1 with Incisors. Just doesn't seem good. We'll go ahead and use Moonlight Shuriken, and we're going to do 90 here and 90 here.
Sounds good.
No prizes taken, but I am setting them up. I have actually a really excellent hand for doing everything that I need to do.
I'm going to play down Beach Court, and I'm actually going to evolve into Regieleki VMAX and use Research.
Nice.
To discard 0 and draw 7. So, like, pretty much the best possible.
Yep.
Now, this is exactly what I was looking for. We have access with Nest Ball to our Clef Key. So the Clef Key in this matchup is more of just going to be something to retreat into. Because there are very limited options for Breeze to take knockouts on the benched Pokemon. I haven't seen any cross switchers yet. I assume that with a deck with Melanies and Iridas, that Boss isn't the main priority, especially with the energy. And Star Portal has already been used. I need to mark that. Star Portal has already been used, so there's not going to be any rapid acceleration of energy and gusting.
Right.
So I am going to go ahead and attach for turn to... What do I want to do that on? I think we'll actually go on this Regieleki VMAX. We'll attach for turn there.
Yep.
And I am going to Ultra Ball, discarding Miraidon and Drapion. Getting rid of those. They're not really necessary in this matchup, and we're actually just going to go ahead and grab another Regieleki VMAX. So that one...
That's a lot of guys.
Yes, indeed. We're going to evolve that one as well, leaving one Regieleki V in play. Totally fine. As we are set up for the next turn as well.
The horn.
What's up? Cutter tap. And we're going to go ahead and use Lightning Wall. Actually, do I want to use Lightning Wall or do I want to use Switching Bolt? The problem is with Switching Bolt, I risk the boss KO on this Regieleki, so I'm actually just going to Lightning Wall for the knockout.
Okay.
And take my first prize. So we're now tied on prizes, 1-1.
Alright. Kind of an interesting spot to not have an energy in hand right now. That is like basically all that I need.
Right.
In order for this to be a really excellent hand. So I'm going to go with the Ice Rider. I feel like I want to swing with it this turn no matter what. I will go ahead and draw for turn. Let's go with... I'm going to put the Defiance Band to the Palkia V-Star.
Yep.
Can I pare this hand down enough if I play...
Yo, Holy Deck TCG. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Having a bunch of people tune in here. Again, we are playing Miraidon EX versus Ice Rider.
I think, I don't know necessarily how much I need to rush this, but I feel like with this Ice Rider promote, I have committed to this play.
Right.
So we're going to see how it goes. We are going to go with... Since I know that the other VMAX is prized, I think I have to boss on this Regieleki VMAX.
Okay.
And obviously it has free retreat, so it's not super ideal, but it's a-okay. We're going to go ahead and play the Pal Pad.
Yep.
Grab a boss as well as a Melanie. Shuffle those back in, but I will Luminous Sign to grab the boss back.
Interesting.
And we will drop Palkia V, a Path to the Peak.
Okay.
And now...
This is Miraidon. I'm a little baby UWU. Please go easy on me. I am a little baby poopy deck.
That's so funny. What the heck? Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, so now that I'm looking at the board state, the Palkia V-Star was probably the best promote. A little bit of a misplay, but that's okay. So we do have access to Industrious Incisors, and that's going to be exactly what I do here. We'll draw 1 and 2 cards, and they are not great cards. So now I actually can't even put anything together on this turn. Just seemed like I needed 1 energy, couldn't find it. And they're all in the deck.
Yikes, no attack here is probably just a loss.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking right now.
Ugh.
With the multiple Regielekis in
With the path in
play,
play, I don't currently have a knockout, so that is the one thing you have going for you.
Right. I think it's... you did get rid of a beach court early, so it is just going to be a pass here. I don't have any playable cards. Obviously no access to Star Portal either. It's unfortunate.
I'm actually going to attach to the Regieleki and just judge.
Okay.
Put that boss's orders back into the deck for Breeze. Yeah. I understand the plan of Luminous Sign for it because of Path of the Peak. You don't want to shut yourself off.
Right.
It's really rough, though, because now you just have a Luminion on the bench and the boss is back in the deck.
Yeah, and I'm not too concerned about the Luminion being in play. I mean...
Right. Everything's weak to lightning anyways.
Exactly.
But it is a lightning wall away from getting knocked out, which is what I am most concerned about, because before I actually couldn't get a knockout on the Palkia with 2 Regieleki in play. So let's say you knock this out. I can't lightning wall it for a knockout.
Right.
So
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3,
4.
Actually, wait, no, I can, right? Because it's 320. I guess I can.
Lightning wall?
Yeah, because it's 1, then 2, 3. So it's 160 times 2. Forgot. So I guess I could have gotten a knockout. Yep. But we're gonna see if we can do this here. Electric Generator 1 pretty much shores me up the game, and we got 2. So we're just gonna go 1 here and 1 here, and then we are going to retreat and use Max Thunder and Lightning for 220 damage in the knockout, taking 3 prizes.
Alright, so with 2 prizes left, that's a gust away pretty much.
I also can just knock out anything in the active too, so it's a little rough.
Right, and I'm thinking of whether or not I can give up just a 1 prizer. It'd have to be an Aqua return for that play to work, but it doesn't feel like that gets me anywhere either.
Can you Aqua return?
I can, you're right. I cannot. I could attack with the Palkia for up to 290. Man, I wish I had quick shooting.
I love that people hate Miraidon so much. It makes me like it more.
It's definitely a really good deck.
It's honestly, like, when we did our initial build of it, we knew that it would be okay, but we didn't think it'd be this good.
Right.
Who knew that just having a card like Max Elixir that broke the format for 2 years being even better, but just electric type Pokemon would be good, right?
Right. And I'm thinking there's really no win condition for me here.
Alrighty.
I'll just go ahead and scoop that one up.
So
and you also you saw all 4 of your generators.
Right.
I will be going first.
Okay.
Which, that was pretty incredible.
Right. 5, 6, 7. We have a mulligan.
Interesting.
That's a hand.
Mulligan.
Mew feels like that deck that will not go away, so, it has to adapt to the format it's in.
I also like drawing less cards per turn as well, so I'm not sure.
That
Could be worth
that
a try.
deck already does that. 6, 7, nothing again.
Alright, good luck.
Good luck indeed.
I'll need it. I will take my 3 mulligans. Those are awful cards, and I will draw for turn, and we got a bailout.
Very nice.
So, not exactly the bailout I'd like to see. It is a nest ball, but that can get me to Radiant Greninja. It also lets me search because I have the heavy ball in hand. I can see what I am allowed to grab.
Right, and it's crazy because we've come to a format too where, like, throwing away your heavy ball probably isn't the best thing to do.
Right.
Sometimes you can ultra ball it and just keep another card in your hand, because there's no quick ball in this deck. You can't just like easily get rid of the Hisuian heavy ball without like playing it, and sometimes you want to keep it in your hand to ultra ball it away. There's a bunch of other stuff.
And did I hear 3 mulligans? Yes, you did.
Indeed.
EX Pokemon also evolve from non-EX Pokemon. That is a good point as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so after initial deck search, I'm actually going to go back in because I want to play the energy search real quick. Get out the water energy for my Radiant Greninja.
Yep.
But after the initial search, I did not prize any of the Pokemon I hoped that I would have prized. All that's in there is a single Bidoof, so...
I mean, it's still a Pokemon, might as well get your Bidoof out.
Right, absolutely, and that's what I will be doing. Heavy Ball is not just fodder for Ultra Ball at this point. It's playable, at least for a draw engine.
I will say, though, it's kind of crazy because you starting a Drapion and benching a Bidoof just gave me a win condition.
Right. So...
And it feels like you kind of have to bench Bidoof in this deck. Like, it feels like you can't really not do it.
Right. And I only checked Pokemon, so this is a good opportunity for me to take a look at what else is in here. See that there is a Judge down and a Melanie as well as a Switch card.
And if there wasn't Pokemon that were prized, you probably would have looked at the rest, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, so when you have the Heavy Ball in hand, you can look at what's prized, and then generally what players don't do a lot of the time is keep the Heavy Ball, because if you draw an Ultra Ball, it's just an easy discard, right?
Exactly.
Go ahead and use concealed cards here. Draw 2. Okay, that is incredible. Draw into the Battle VIP Pass and a Switch.
Very nice.
I love it. So I think I'm gonna commit to kind of the same thing that I did last time and go with a Palkia and an Ice Rider. Would be nice to get a second Ice Rider down, but I think this is okay. You're doing my boy dirty. Make a more consistent deck. It's not my fault I started Drapion, man. Come on, come on.
True. It feels like Drapion is like
Africa.
kind of the worst card in every deck. But sometimes it's the best card in every deck, right?
Right. So we'll get with the attachment here. Might be worth it to keep it, but with this hand, I don't really think so, honestly. And I've got the Irida. Yeah, I will just go ahead and leave the Drapion active and pass here.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. That is quite a good card. I think we'll actually go ahead with the Nest Ball first. See what's in the deck. Mainly looking for Greninja. And then we're also going to go ahead and go back in with an Ultra Ball. So that Ultra Ball is going to discard a boss's orders and an energy. Not super worried about either of them because we're going to get out our Miraidon and kind of set our board up. So we're going to use a tandem unit on that Miraidon. Go grab ourselves 2 Regieleki V. And the reason I'm not grabbing another Miraidon is because that would fill up my bench. So don't really want to do that just yet.
Makes sense.
Hope everybody's having fun tuning into the stream and such. I will reset the prizes. I forgot to do that. Oops. Oh.
With your little reset button acted silly.
Yep.
Yeah, going first here feels a lot better for me.
Right.
Feel like I was just one card away from having a pretty good game there.
Go tap. And then we're going to use that concealed cards.
Okay.
Draw 2. 1, 2. Very cool. We're actually going to go ahead and attach for turn. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and switching bolt for 30 damage. And I'm going to move into the Greninja.
All right. Go ahead and draw for turn to get started.
Now, there's going to be like a million people in the comments that are saying I'm misplaying, so I'm just going to say this. I have a research in my hand, but I have a VMAX. Without this VMAX, I actually can't knock out like anything in play, so I need to keep it. I only play 3 in this deck, and there's no recovery for Pokemon. So worst case scenario is next turn I top draw a boss or something I don't want to research, right? That could be the worst case scenario, but I do need to make sure that this Regieleki stays in my hand.
And that all
Pokemon
absolutely
was real.
makes sense.
What would you want as your Poke Buddy?
What do you want as your buddy? Interesting. It's actually a really good question.
I think I'd want a Pikachu. Sounds kind of lit.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I definitely am a fan of the evolutions.
Yeah. Basically a dog that has elemental powers. Seems kind of good.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Flareon would be nice. My favorite evolution is definitely Glaceon, though.
Glaceon? Yeah, very nice.
Fancy Duck is a troll.
Anything else planned for tonight? So we are just going to go ahead and play 4 sets, our normal Mondays, our 4 sets.
I'm going
And
back
sometimes we throw a 5th set in there, you know. But we got Mason in the back here. He's going to help us out playing Gardevoir tonight. So really curious to see what he's cooked up. We're going to have his list posted as well. So that'll be great. Samari says Gulpin. Gulpin. I'm curious why Gulpin. Noah says Metagross. Don't say it. Stop, Mason. Holy cow, our chat's popping off right now. I just like him. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad. He does look pretty cool. I actually really like I'd really like if they made Gulpin into a like a regional form. I think that'd be super cool. It made him like an ice type or a fire type or something. I think that'd be cool. I don't know.
This turn, I'm not really particularly looking to rush anything. I'll go ahead and VMAX and use Industrious Incisors for 1 card. And not really what I was looking for, but I can just leave this Drapion active. There's really no concern for me. I'm not freaking out that much. You have to find a lot in order to pivot, swing,
right,
and knock out with like a... I don't think... You cannot knock out with Lightning Wall. So you would have to attack with a VMAX, which seems better for me if you attack with a Miraidon and the VMAX. So that being said, I'm not going to Star Portal for 1.
Yeah.
I will just pass.
Excellent.
Like I said, I do have the Switch. There's no need for me to rush anything. Take 1 prize off of a Greninja. Not that important.
Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and research here. Actually, before I research, I am going to Tandem Unit. I think it's better to get out that 4th Regieleki. Very nice. And
Shuckle is the 2nd favorite. You know, the berry juice from Shuckle. That'd be awesome.
Right. Looks like Keith Caliber, a first-time chatter, says Sceptile would be their buddy. I really like Sceptile, actually. Sceptile is one of my favorites.
Listen, Gen 3 nailed all of the starters.
They look fantastic. Blaziken, Swampert, Sceptile. I actually, when I was playing the game, I chose a different one every time I played.
Same.
Yeah.
I definitely, when I was a kid, Swampert was my favorite, and then I really liked Blaziken for a while.
Blaziken's super cool.
But Mega Sceptile is my favorite by far.
7th. The fact that he becomes a dragon type is just the coolest thing.
Shoots its tail quite literally.
Yep. We're going to go with the concealed cards here. Do I want to do that yet? I actually think we'll go with the Ultra Ball first. We'll go to Ultra Ball, discarding that Miraidon and a Nest Ball to go grab myself once again another Regieleki VMAX.
Chiyu is awesome, and yeah, Chiyu is the fish. Farfetch'd would be cool too.
Chiyu, yes, Chiyu's super cool.
Imagine having issues with someone, and then you have your Farfetch'd just go slap them with a leak.
Dude, I wouldn't want Farfetch'd, I'd want Galarian Farfetch'd. That thing is a monster. Because... it's got the big leak.
Yeah.
So cool. Cutter tap. And then we're going to go ahead now. We're going to concealed cards to draw 2. 1, 2. Didn't get anything too useful there, so I think an attack is probably just futile at this point. We're going to go ahead and attach to Miraidon and pass.
Okay. Go ahead and draw for turn. Found an escape rope, actually. That's a really interesting card here. Again, I'm not sure how hard I need to commit to this turn. I have the boss in hand, which makes me really hesitant to play this Professor's Research.
Oh. Especially with Fancy Duck's bad version that has 1 boss.
Yes, only 1 boss is pretty brutal, but I think honestly with the escape rope, I can play it this turn and I can actually research. So let's go ahead and play the escape rope.
Yeah, that's going to be a... I think it's probably better to give the... No, Lightning Wall is just so good. But you could do... But the 90 won't matter if I play correctly, so I'm going to actually promote the Regieleki VMAX.
Okay.
Because if the Greninja goes 90-90, it does not matter to me very much, as long as we're able to get some stuff going.
Right.
Do you guys stream any Expanded? No, we actually hate that question. I'm kidding. I actually really liked Expanded a while ago, but I feel like Expanded now has become play cards on turn 1, and then after that, you either lose or win the game. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I do think we will probably go to some sort of expanded content eventually once Pokemon Regionals start adding them back in. However, for now, we've kind of been focusing on the standard format, We've even moved away from GLC matches to just showcase the better content of Standard.
Right. So the reason why I'm benching a second Palkia, even though I know it's weak to Lightning, is because this deck doesn't run any Pokemon recovery, and when I play Research, I have to get rid of the Calyrex VMAX. So I do need another attacker down. That is why I'm going with another Palkia as that attacker. There's nothing else I want to do. I will just go ahead and hit you with Max Lance. We'll do 250.
Yep.
Set up, hopefully, for a Greninja play eventually.
Yeah, and the nice part about the Greninja play is that I know that Breeze can't really, do a whole bunch without energy in the discard, and I believe that was the third one. So he can't really, Melanie and attach and do Star Portal with only 3 in the discard. So that is good. I will draw for turn. It is a beach court. Interesting. I think what we're going to do this turn is actually just... It's a little rough here. I think we're just going to retreat, and we're going to Switching Bolt for 90 damage.
Okay.
And we're actually going to promote the... Yeah, we're going to promote the Greninja once again.
Gotcha.
We're in a little bit of a tough spot.
Alright, so I do know now, also, like I said at the beginning of the game, my last switch is prized. I had to research one away there. Go ahead and Melanie. It's the active here. So I think taking the knockout on this Greninja is just fine, honestly, as long as I find an energy.
Fancy Duck saying if you had put down your Squovet, then you would have been able to use your ability and then not get rid of the boss's orders.
It is true, but that hand was not great.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had no way to search that out. Well, I was hoping to find something, anything, off of that Melanie, but I just didn't. That's really sad. But I know that Andy's not doing much over there. Feels like this deck, is just
You're good.
Running on empty right now. Could go with a Star Portal this turn for just 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much that swing actually does matter, because from then on I pretty much have to play Melanie every single turn.
Right, and Ride of the High King is an option, but it's not a good option.
Right, so I have to think a little bit. The Greninja's in the active. If you come back and knock out my VMAX, I basically have to go boss swing into a Regieleki, you knock out my Palkia, and then I have to Shuriken for game.
Right.
Or Shuriken and then boss. So this still isn't the end of the world. Again, could have irritated for a switch or something, but the last switch is prized. I'll just pass.
Okay.
And we'll see what Andy can find here.
We did get a really cool card, that Forest Seal Stone, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use that Star Alchemy right now. And that's going to get me a generator.
Nice.
No need to hide it. I'm going to play it, but really, really, really need to hit at least 1 off of this, just so I can get something going. No hate, no hate. Yeah, if I take a knockout here on this Calyrex, I feel like I'm in a very good spot.
Right. I will also say the Drapion Star is just so incredibly bad, because if I don't develop another Palkia, I will run out of attackers, so I can't bench the Squavit here.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 2 hits, which means we're taking a knockout this turn with that Miraidon.
Nice.
And this is really good because it means that I get to keep the Regieleki for a Lightning Wall KO on the Palkia later.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty here. Cutter tap. And we're actually going to play down the Beach Court and retreat into the Miraidon. We're currently hitting for 280 damage, so I will Photon Blaster for 280 to take my 3 prizes.
Alright. This is kind of nice because I saved the Star Portal, so it's not necessarily panic time. We'll go with the Radiant Greninja here. The Beach Court's in place, so it has free retreat. We will draw the Squelvet.
Hope everybody is having a good night as well. We're just getting started here. We've got 3 more sets after this one. This is currently Regieleki versus Ice Rider, and I am up 1 game to 0.
So, let's see. This turn, I do need 1 more energy in the discard if I want a Melanie. which I could find that off of playing Melanie and then using concealed cards.
Right, but then you might run into the same scenario as last time where you're star portaling for 2 if you don't hit it.
Exactly, which is just not great. So I think what I have to do is play the Irida here and hope that something goes well for me. So this is probably going to be the Moonlight Shuriken turn.
I wonder if the Ice Rider could be good in a deck that was like the Gardevoir deck with Palkia, but instead of Palkia, just run Ice Rider, you know? I feel like that could be kind of good. That way you have a Kyogre to, like, finish the game, you know?
Right.
Because you're hitting everything for 250, so...
Right. It's going to be the play here. We have Attach for turn this way. I can't use Concealed cards since I had to Irida for the energy search. Sadly, do need to Attach for turn. Go ahead and separate cut.
You can use the Concealed cards, you just can't use the Melanie, right?
Yes, right. Well,
Gotcha.
obviously I can't Melanie after,
Right.
you know, already using a supporter. But I could Concealed cards, it just means that I miss the attachment per turn.
Ooh, yeah, that would be bad.
Right. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and declare Star Portal here.
Okay.
And we are going to go for the big 3-prize knockout. And at this point, what I really want to dig for is that Pal Pad.
Indeed.
Get that boss back in there. So let's commit the choice belt here. We will go ahead and attach for turn as well. And it feels like if this gets gusted, I'm probably done for.
Right.
But you could still whiff energy, so... Could also actually... Ooh, actually, okay. Let's go like this. To set up for a Hydro Break, I think.
Interesting.
And it forces you kinda to make a decision about which Palkia you want to knock out.
Right.
Whereas Boss Hydro Break can knock out a VMAX. Or if I just V-star it. Kinda makes things a little bit more difficult.
The big problem is you can't boss and Hydro Break.
Right.
Because you can't attach 2 energy and boss.
Right, and
which
that's
is
one
a
of the
little
things I'm
rough.
considering is that if you miss a turn, right?
Right.
I think it actually does just have to go here. I have to put all my eggs in this last basket. And I think Squavet is going to see the light of day here. And it's unfortunate to put the Lumineon to the bottom of the deck, but like I said, I need to find the Pal Pad. So go ahead and use Nest Stash.
Very nice.
The combo with B-Barrel. You can tap or cut that little stack of cards there.
I'm good here. We'll
Okay.
just move it to the bottom.
And I will draw 1 card. Okay. So let's go ahead and use Incisors to draw 4. And that's the Pal Pad there. Okay. We will go ahead and Pal Pad. We want to get that boss back for sure. And I'm going to put a Melanie in as well.
Very cool.
Alright. We'll get shuffled up, and I will use Concealed cards here.
Yep.
Can one of you play me through Discord later? I want to show how good my Ice Rider deck is.
I'm sure it's fine. I think there's probably some optimizations that can be made to the deck to make it even better.
Right.
It's always good to remember that, you know, even if you're really confident in your deck, it's still good to get insight from other players. We always bounce ideas off of each other, off of other players.
Right.
We make sure that we have the best deck, not just the best deck to us, right? We need to make sure that it's good in everybody's hands, because if the deck's only good in your hands, then it might not be the best deck. It might just be the best deck for you, right?
Yep.
So that's the big thing.
Alright, so this is looking pretty good for me. I'm going to go ahead. Pat to the Peak can actually shoot me in the foot on my next turn if I just have to go Lumineon for boss.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't really want you to keep that Beach Court down. Feels like I'm giving you too much. It also turns off your transistors, which makes it harder for you to knock out. But you just are a boss away anyway, so I don't play the path. Ultimately, we go Moonlight Shuriken, and we go here and knock out that.
Yep.
We get to take 3 prizes off of it.
Very nice.
And now I just need to live for a turn,
Draw.
on this Palkia, and I have game in hand.
Alrighty, we're gonna go Nest Wall, see what we have left in the deck. And I think it is probably going to be that Klefki that we grab, just in case we have access to some cool stuff. I'd really like to get another Regieleki VMAX this turn and take a knockout with Switching Bolt. That way it just kind of forces you to need even more stuff. Cutter tap for you. As we look through the deck here, I think what we will do is use... yeah, we're going to use Concealed cards, see what we can get. Okay. 1, 2. Alrighty, so we did get it. We're going to go Ultra Ball, discarding a Miraidon, and we're also going to discard a Raikou V. Okay. And that is going to get us that Regieleki VMAX that we needed to get the knockout with Switching Bolt. And then, boy oh boy, did we get the best card ever. We're going to grab Roxanne and play it.
Gotcha.
So, it is going to put Breeze to a low hand size, and he can Industrious Incisors, but he does need an energy and a boss, and he can't use Nest Stash or the concealed cards because I am going to put up the Klefki.
Yep.
And you also can't Luminion, so you'll have to just draw the card.
You're worried about Pokemon recovery? You could put Miriam back in. I just thought a second belt would be more important. Yeah, the second belt seems good into Giratina. Obviously, that's the big reason why you play it.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Alrighty, we got the electric generator. Let's see what we can hit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is 1 energy. That is 1 energy closer to a lightning wall. That's nice. Got our tap here. We'll go ahead and attach a Forest Seal Stone. Don't really need to do anything else, but we will go ahead and attach. We're going to retreat with that Beach Court, and we're going to use Switching Bolt. It's going to do 180 damage thanks to weakness, and we'll promote that Klefki, and then it's your turn.
All right.
Going to go down to 2 prizes remaining.
And it is just going to be Squavet Promote for me with the Beach Court in play.
Yep.
Obviously, it has free retreat. I will draw for turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and just try to draw as many cards as possible. This is actually an interesting ordering that I'm thinking about on the fly of Pokegear versus Incisors first. And I think it is just going to go Incisors first. This makes the most sense to me to draw 4 here. 1, 2, 3.
Did you just attach return to the Palkia, or...?
Oh, whoops.
I was like,
You're
I'm
right.
pretty sure
I
that you
was
either
not
need to
paying
win
attention.
this turn or...
Yes, okay. Yeah, and I do find the boss off of that.
Nice.
And with the Choice Belt, I will be hitting for 270.
Yep.
And the Beach
That's
Court gives
game.
me a retreat, and that wins me the game.
Very nice. So 6, 7. We're going to start with our Miraidon.
Another not quite ideal start.
Right. Yo, Cram Jam, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Draw for turn. We're going to go ahead and immediately go Tandem Unit, and that's going to grab us, actually this time it's going to grab us a Miraidon and a Regieleki. And then I'm going to use Tandem Unit once again with that Miraidon to go grab myself a Regieleki and another Regieleki. Just need to make sure that the VMAXs are in the deck.
It's Regielekin.
Looks like 2 VMAXs are in the deck, so this is perfectly fine. As we're going to fill up our bench with our last guy in hand.
Goated Cram Jam. Very true, very true. Thank you.
And if you guys don't know as well, we're doing a big giveaway for all of our subscribers on Twitch. So if you haven't already and you are wanting to enter that giveaway, please make sure to drop a subscription. You can even use your free Prime subscriptions. Those will also count towards the giveaway. It's going to be a booster box of whatever set we get to when we hit that 50 goal. Currently we're at 15. No, 17. Oh, it went up. That's right.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to bench Klefki.
Okay.
And then
off my
I'm actually
Wayfail.
going to use the electric generator. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is going to be double hit, so that is going to be double attach onto the Miraidon.
Okay.
Getting a turn 2 knockout with Miraidon feels very strong. And I can actually knock out anything in Breeze's deck with the 220 damage on the first turn.
This is true.
Alrighty, Cutter
First
Tap
edition
for you.
base set. It's not whatever you want, it's whatever the newest set is.
Right.
Jeez.
We're going to go ahead
Think
and
we have
play
that
down
much
Beach
money?
Court. We're going to retreat. And we're going to pass the turn over to you.
Alright. I'll open up with draw for turn. Ultra Ball off the top deck is pretty cool. I think the first thing I want to do is probably just put down this heavy ball.
I'm hoping this Klefki can slow down any sort of Greninja plays. I don't think the deck has very many options to get water energy into the discard pile besides manual retreating, which is not an option, Greninja, which is not an option, and Ultra Ball, which is probably the only option at this point.
Yep.
I assume the deck also plays like 2 research. I don't actually know.
Actually, is only 1 research.
Okay, so
But we have like Luminion and stuff.
fair
right?
enough, which you cannot use right now. So
Exactly.
it's looking rough
Let's go
for the
with
turn
energy
1
search.
possibilities. I guess Irida gets you like escape rope if you really wanted it, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that is time there.
Nice,
So this is going to
already.
be a game that does not finish, of course. We'll probably play this one out
Actually,
because I do kind of want to see where it goes. When we're editing, we'll probably go ahead and make it a little bit faster or something like that.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of conversation in the middle too
Very true, very
with
true.
the chat. So
I think we are just going to develop the Radiant Greninja here. I don't like the idea of putting down a 2-prizer and having it being my only 2-prizer in play.
right, that would be bad.
Yeah. So we'll develop the board this way. Obviously, I can't use conceal cards, but that is a-okay. And now we are going to Pokegear and Prey.
Pokegear and Prey.
4,
What are you hoping to hit?
5, 6, 7. Irida would be ideal, but we do find a judge.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and I'll play a Temple of Sinnoh attached to the Greninja and then play the judge.
You sure?
Yes.
That
Obviously,
was my
Andy,
hand.
has a pretty large hand. I am more than happy to play judge, but ideally it would be Irida for an Ice Rider plus a VIP pass to grab another Ice Rider and a Palkia.
Right.
Just not the way that Pokegear worked for me.
Yeah, and this judge is a real risk from you because you might get absolutely nothing because you can't concealed cards. You can't look any further into the deck right now, but it also could be one of those things where you get a battle VIP pass at a research. So we'll
Right.
see how it works.
Yep. I am a tiny bit nervous about it, but we will be a-okay, I'm sure.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks like we're getting judged again next turn.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and put down a Calyrex V.
Yep.
And we'll play an S-Ball.
Oh, okay. So basically a makeshift version of the whatchamacallit, the Battle VIP pass.
Right. It works.
So just so you're aware, your Manaphy isn't working right now.
Right,
So
I
I
do
can
not
like
have
actually use
Wave
Radiant
Veil.
Greninja. Wait a second. It's funny, a lot of people are like, why doesn't this deck play Manaphy? And I'm like, hello? I don't know.
It shuts itself off.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Sometimes, newer players get caught up in the fact that, like, a Pokemon with ability, like, you have to play it. But Pokemon with abilities sometimes don't matter, like,
Right.
at all.
Alright, and I've got a pretty good board setup. I'll just go ahead and pass.
Draw for turn. It's going to be another card I can't really play, so I'm actually just going to evolve and play Research.
Okay.
I think with a 2-card hand and you locked, I'm not super concerned. I really just want to find a way to retreat this turn and take a knockout with Switching Bolt and go back into that Klefki.
Yep.
7.
Seems ideal.
We're going to go with that Electric Generator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all we needed was that 1 energy.
Awesome.
It's kind of crazy. I actually just saw 2 Beach Courts off the top of my deck with the Electric Generator, and if I drew any of them, I'd be in a really good spot. But now I'm like, I have to retreat with an energy, so it's a little bit less ideal.
Right.
Really loving these Professor Sadas. I'm
Yeah.
almost to a full play set. I have 1 more to go. No, 2 more to go. Dang, I guess I'm not that close. We'll attach
Halfway
to
there.
retreat. Yep. And then we're going to go ahead and switching bolt. Because of Regieleki, it's going to do 120 damage in the knockout. And I'll take one prize.
Just gonna go ahead and go up with the Radiant Greninja here and draw for turn. Okay, I actually do find a Melanie off the top deck. That is a playable card. So I will go ahead and use it.
Very nice.
We'll go here and draw 3 cards.
And I believe with 0 cards, 0 energy in the discard, there is no attack going off this turn unless you draw a water.
Right. Drew arguably some of the worst cards in the deck right now.
No, oh no!
That's
you could have got those
very
last
sad.
turn, and that would have been amazing. BRB sounds good, fancy.
Yeah, that's really not that great. I think I'm just gonna pass here.
Alrighty.
Not super great, but we have some things that we can do next turn, maybe.
Right.
Get rid of these Battle VIP passes, hopefully.
I'm actually going to attach one more time, and I think I am going to just... Yeah, do I need any of these cards? I don't think so. I'm just going to go on the offense and do that big research.
Okay.
Because although I'd like to get 4 new cards for you and for me, I think just going through the deck and finding better cards is probably the best way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 7 there. I'm going to go ahead and play an Ultra Ball, discarding a Greninja and an Electric Energy.
Okay. It's going to
And
be
that is going
another
to grab me a
VMAX.
second VMAX.
This is exactly what I was hoping you wouldn't do.
My hand is actually not the best, but I did get a second VMAX, so that's good. And you know what? Your hand is worse. So
It's going to be a YouTube vid, maybe?
this is definitely being on YouTube.
Usually game 3s go on YouTube.
Yeah. We're kind of going long on time, though, so I'll probably speed it up or something.
That is
Retreat,
my fault.
and then hit you for 180.
Yep.
And go back into the Klefki.
Right, let's just go up with the Ice Rider Calyrex V. I will draw for turn. We will play Ultra Ball.
Yep.
Get rid of 2 Battle VIP passes.
Wow.
And
Matt, you're so late. I don't know why.
grab the B-Barrel.
So you could test with Mason?
Yeah, we'll just go with the B-Barrel.
Okay.
I do have the Rope Luminion in hand right now.
Oh, wow.
But I don't want to play the Luminion if I can help it.
Right.
So ideally, the Industrious Incisors here can hit like an Irida would be really good for me.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and with the Greninja down, you have to find a way to put it back in the... And then you gotta draw it, and then you gotta Star Portal to it to do the 90-90.
benching this won't actually hurt nor help me, and we'll Incisors for 3. Incredible, drew into 2 Choice Belts that time instead of 2 VIP passes. So now only got the 1 here. The Greninja's down. I can't Moonlight. Sure, I can. Go ahead and play the Escape Rope, because at this point I kind of just have to.
At this point, I'm kind of... yeah, I think this is fine to send up the VMAX. The worst case scenario is you get a huge attack off, and then I just knock you out in return, so...
Right. Let's go with the Calyrex, and now we can Luminous Sign.
Very nice. Gonna be an Irida? Or a Melanie? I guess neither are really that good, but...
Right, I think it's Melanie here. Actually, probably not.
Yeah, Melanie with no option to Star Portal feels bad.
Exactly, so I do think it has to be an Irida here.
Yep.
And an Ice Rider is going to be the pick, as well as an Energy Search. Yeah, so Luminous Sign, Irida, play Irida for Calyrex and Energy Search, play Energy Search for an Energy.
Yep.
Not super great. That is how things are here.
We did get to see a little bit though, like if it goes first, you know, and it gets a good setup, like last game, and your opponent's not doing too much of stuff, then it's actually really strong.
Right. Right, so let's go ahead and V-Star and V-Max. And at this point, like, it's not even the end of the world. This Palkia is going to go down. Like, Star Portal, for one, generally feels pretty bad.
Right.
But I think it's pretty okay. And does the choice belt ever matter here?
I think you're hitting for 240 right now.
Yeah.
Right? So
240, 40 damage.
choice belt might matter later on the Greninja, which is weird to say, but
it could matter for Pierce, which
that's
is
true.
Also
which
pretty
is,
funny to say.
Yikes.
We'll go ahead and subspace swell for 270.
Okay. There we go. I will draw for turn. I am going to attach to the Miraidon.
I just hate having to
retreat.
play that Lumineon. It feels like you just win now.
Right.
With a single boss.
And I'm going to go ahead and Photon Blaster. It's going to do a ridiculous amount of damage, doing 600 damage. Is that right? No. Sorry. It's
220, 280,
560 damage.
It's kind of a lot.
Take 2 prizes, go down to 2 remaining.
Alright, promote the Calyrex VMAX. I will draw for turn. We will commit the choice belt here.
Oh, yeah, there is 2 choice belts.
Yeah. And at this point, yeah, it's just going to be incisors for 4.
Okay.
Alright, and off of that we do find the energy. And, I am not 100% sure what exactly the win condition would be right now. Feels like... Let me take a look real quick. So,
The win conditions are slipping away slowly.
the win condition that I see is for you to just not have boss ever for the rest of the game.
Right.
I'm gonna go with... Let's see, have I played a Switch yet? I have not, so it is okay-ish to Ultra Ball here. And
Get the other V-Barrel.
with that prized,
Oh,
again,
shoot.
played the Bidoof just to draw an extra card off of Incisors earlier.
Oh, that's right. You played it earlier.
Oh, the Squavit doesn't even work. I didn't realize you have to put cards on
Oh,
the bottom
no.
in order for it to work.
Oh, no. Yeah, this game is slipping away fast.
Yep. So now I need basically just Melanie is like the only way I could win. Go ahead and give that off to you.
Yep.
I will play it down because again, doesn't matter. And this is going to be Max Lance for the knockout.
280 damage.
prizes.
Yep.
And did not take the other VMAX off the prizes there, unfortunately.
Draw. And that's the boss off the top deck. I believe
Nice.
that switching Bolt is actually taking a knockout on the Lumineon.
Yeah, it's hitting for 180.
Yep, so I'll take Lumineon, I'll go retreat, and switching Bolt for 180 damage in the knockout and take my last 2
Alright.
prizes.
Good game.
Good game. So all in all, it was pretty good. It was, honestly, we got to see the Ice Rider do some stuff, but it's just, Miraidon is just so fast. You saw that turn 2, I was taking knockouts with switching Bolt and going into Clef Key, and Breeze just couldn't do anything. Couldn't draw cards, couldn't get energy in the discard pile. Just fell apart on that game 3. Game 1, very close. Game 2, very close. Just little tiny whiffs on game 1, and then game 2, he actually did get the win. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like. Just let us know if you liked the video, and if you want to check out more of our content, please make sure to check it out. My name's Andy, and I'm joined over here by Breeze, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.